You weren't born into this body. You chose it. And before you made that choice, you stood somewhere that has no floor, no ceiling, no time, and you reviewed every single thing you were about to experience. Let me ask you something that might unsettle you. What if birth and death aren't endpoints, but transitions? Doorways you pass through, not walls you hit. We obsess over what happens after we die. We fear it, romanticize it, deny it. But almost no one asks the more dangerous question. What happens between lives? Not heaven, not reincarnation as a concept. I'm talking about the space in the middle, the realm thousands of people under deep hypnosis have described with eerie consistency. The place you return to after your body stops and before the next one begins. They call it the interlife, the life between lives, the soul's home. And here's what makes it so confronting. According to those who've accessed these memories, you don't just go there passively. You wake up there, fully, more awake than you've ever been in flesh. And the first thing you realize, you were never really here. Picture this. You've just died. The pain is gone. The weight of your body gone. You rise and suddenly you're more than you've ever been. Not a ghost. Not some diminished version of yourself. Your consciousness unbound. And then it begins. The life review. But this isn't a highlight reel. It's not God holding a scorecard. It's something far more devastating and beautiful. You experience everything you just live, from every perspective. You feel what you made others feel. The kindness you showed the stranger in the grocery store. You feel their relief, their gratitude, their day getting lighter. The cruelty you justified. You feel the wound you left, the joke that seemed harmless. You feel the shame it planted. You are the giver and the receiver, the actor and the audience, the wound and the healer. This is not punishment. It's clarity. For the first time, you see your life without the fog of ego, without the story you told yourself to survive. You see the truth of your impact, the weight of your choices, the love you gave, and the love you withheld. And here's the part that breaks people open when they access this memory. You judge yourself far more harshly than any divine being ever would, because in that space, there is no hiding, no justification, just the raw, undeniable truth of what you chose and who you became. After the review, something even stranger happens. You meet them. Not angels, not gods, but beings of such profound wisdom and compassion that you recognize them immediately, even though you've never seen them in human form. They are your soul group, your guides, the elders who've walked this path longer than you can fathom. And they've been with you the entire time, watching, supporting, never interfering, always loving. This is the council, and they don't greet you with judgment. They greet you with a question. What did you learn? Not, did you succeed? Not, were you good enough? Just, what did you learn? Because here's the truth they know, and you're beginning to remember. Earth isn't a test, it's a school. And you're not being graded, you're being refined. These beings sit with you. They show you the patterns you couldn't see while you were alive. The fear that repeated in every relationship. The anger you inherited and never questioned. The love you were too afraid to claim. They ask you, are you ready to go deeper? And this is where the real choice begins. Now here's where this stops being a story about the afterlife and becomes a confrontation with your current life. If the interlife is real, If the soul review is real, if the council is real, then everything you're doing right now is being observed by the version of you that will one day watch this from the other side. Hold that thought. Here's where it gets wild. After the review, after the council, after you've absorbed the lessons of the life you just lived, you're given a choice. Do you want to return? And if so, what do you need to learn next? This is the part that dissolves the victim narrative so many of us cling to. According to these accounts, you don't just get randomly assigned a life. You design it. With help, with guidance, but ultimately, you choose. You choose the body. You choose the family. You choose the circumstances that will most precisely create the conditions for your soul's next evolution. That abusive parent? You chose them, not because you're masochistic, but because your soul knew that particular wound would crack you open in exactly the way you needed to grow. That chronic illness, that betrayal, that loss that shattered you? Chosen, not as punishment, as curriculum. Let that land for a moment. What if the hardest thing you've ever faced wasn't a cosmic mistake, but a cosmic assignment you gave yourself because your soul was brave enough to take it on? I'm not saying this to minimize suffering. I'm saying it to reframe it, because if you chose this life, if you designed these challenges, then you also chose your capacity to meet them. You wouldn't sign up for something you couldn't handle. Your soul is not weak. Your soul is not lost. Your soul is on assignment. But here's the catch. When you return to Earth, when you slip back into the density of flesh and bone and time, you forget. The veil drops. The amnesia sets in. The memory of the interlife, the council, the blueprint, gone. And this too is by design. Because if you remembered everything, if you knew exactly why you were here and what you were meant to learn, you'd bypass the lesson. You'd intellectualize your way around the growth. The forgetting is what makes the experience real. It's what allows you to genuinely struggle, to genuinely choose, to genuinely evolve. You're not here to remember who you are in some abstract spiritual way. You're here to become who you are through the fire of lived experience. The amnesia isn't a punishment, it's a mercy. It's what makes your choices matter. So let's bring this back to the ground. If all of this is true, or even partly true, what does it change about the way you're living today? First, it means nothing is wasted. Every pain, every failure, every moment you thought was meaningless. Your soul is watching. Your soul is learning. Your soul is using it. Second, it means you are not your wounds. You are the consciousness observing them, learning from them, growing through them. Third, it means the people in your life, the difficult ones, the triggering ones, the ones you can't seem to escape, they might be soul contracts, agreements made before birth to help each other evolve, even through conflict. And fourth, and this is the most liberating, it means you are not here to be perfect. You're here to be conscious. Here's the truth that reframes everything. You are not waiting for permission to live fully. You are not waiting to be healed before you can begin. You are already in the lesson, right now. This moment, this breath. The interlife isn't some distant promise of peace after you die. It's the dimension your soul already inhabits while you're pretending to be just a body. The council isn't somewhere else. It's the voice in your chest that whispers deeper when you're about to settle for less. The life review isn't coming. It's happening. Every time you feel the sting of your own cruelty or the warmth of your own kindness, you're glimpsing it. You are not waiting to go home. You are home. You're just wearing a costume called human for a little while longer. So what now? Live like someone is watching, because you are. the future version of you, the soul version of you, the part of you that already knows how this story ends and is rooting for you to wake up before the credits roll. Stop trying to avoid the hard things. They're not detours, they're the path. Stop numbing, avoiding, spiritually bypassing. Your soul didn't choose comfort. It chose growth. And stop waiting for some external authority to tell you what your life means. You wrote the script, you cast the roles, you set the stage. Now play your part with everything you have. I don't know if you'll ever access your interlife memories under hypnosis, but I know this: you don't need to die to remember who you are. You just need to stop pretending you're only this. The space between lives? It's not far away. It's not locked behind death. It's in the pause between your thoughts, the stillness behind your breath, the awareness that's been watching this entire time. You've been there before, and you'll be there again. But right now you're here, and your soul is whispering, don't waste it. If this opened something in you, if it made you see your life differently, stay with me. This is just the beginning of what we're exploring together. There's more to remember, more to see, more to become, and we're going to go there, one breath at a time.